A real trucker's experience with dash cams over the years and telling you which ones work and which ones don't, and why I recommend one brand. That, load updates, Rusty, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, you know him, you love him. Joe can't live without him. It's Rusty, the world-famous Meatball Dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, yeah, for those of you wondering, yeah, I did get a load and all that out of after going to Colorado. We'll talk about that in a minute, because I know most of you are here because you saw the title about Best Trucker Dash Cam. And I am such a believer in dash cams. I've had them in my trucks for years. And I've tried them all, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to tell you why it is so darn important. My son just got in a crash this past week. So if you watched my last video, you saw that. Here's what happened.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh my... Oh! Fuck!
And now the Clutch Trucker zoom and slow-mo. Yep, you can see he's doing nothing wrong, and look at this car. Just not even paying attention. Okay, and after the fact, he had to climb across through his passenger door to get out because she hit him so hard on the front wheel got bashed in. It's a front wheel drive, so that's gone. And his front passenger or driver door was bashed in. He had to climb out the passenger side. Well, once the cops finally arrived, she's crying, claiming it was his fault. And if it hadn't been for this dash cam video, the cop probably would have written the thing as 50-50 responsibility. And we each have to go to our own insurance. Well, thank God we had the video. He was able to send it to her insurance company the next day, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, well, yeah, we'll get back to you on that. And they got back to him, and they said, well, we're finalizing everything. And they did tell him they're going to have to total out his car because it's a front-wheel drive, and she smashed in that front wheel. You know, and that's more than the car's worth to get it fixed. So we haven't found a total payoff amount yet. But this is just giant proof why you have to have a dash cam. And as a truck driver especially, we get people pulling ass clown stuff in front of us all the time. So this is why I'm a huge believer in dash cams. I had two running in my windshield in my old Coronado. Now that I'm in this Cascadia, I've just got the one, and I took the old one and I put it in my son's car, thank God, because that saved his bacon, you know, thank you. And I've had, as far as which do I recommend, there's only one brand I recommend, and because they're cheap, not cheaply made, they're inexpensive, and they last. I've tried Rand McNally's. They're garbage. Don't even waste your time. I've tried the Garmin's. I love the Garmin dash cams. The problem is they don't last. They have a battery in them or something that overheats, and then it cooks the circuit board, and then all they do is sit there and restart. I've had the what was the Garmin 45. I had the 65W. I had the Garmin 6-inch GPS that also had a built-in dash cam. It burned up. They all burned up. None of them lasted more than 6 months. I even had like the Garmin 35 or something. I like the features on it, and they're tiny and they fit up nice in your windshield, but they don't last, and they want a lot of money for them. So when I had tried all of the Cobra and I tried a Uniden, none of them last. And I had another Garmin burn up on me, and I was in Minnesota years ago, and I delivered to a place, and I saw a Best Buy on my way over there, and I said, okay, I can get the truck behind that Best Buy. So I went into the Best Buy, and I said, hey, what do you got that's a decent dash cam? And he said, well, we got the Rexy, and they're real good, and that was the first one I bought. I think I paid $100 for it. And that was the what is now called the V1 Basic. Put it right here for you. And now you can get that one for $45, $49 off Amazon, and it's still running to this day. And I bought it like 5-6 years ago, and now it's the one in my son's car that you just saw in the video. And then at one point I upgraded and I got the V1 4K, and that's the one I've had now for at least a couple, 3 years. And that's the one I still have up here to this day. I paid $99 for it. Here's a picture. It's still about what it is off Amazon. Actually, I think I got $10 off because I went to the Rexy website to buy it. But you can choose the loop time, 1, 2, or 3 minutes for recording. When your SD card gets full, it starts re-recording over. And so you never have to worry about it not recording something. And if you want to save a video, you hit the little OK button on it, and it locks that video so it won't get recorded over. And it also, they have the kind of, they call it the, not the G-Shock, that's a Sony watch, but something like that, that's supposed to automatically record. I found in the trucks, though, if you set it to a setting where it'll record on something like that, it'll record every darn bump you drive over. But for a car, that would probably work. But Rexing has a whole line of dash cams, and they're all very reasonable. Here's another one that's the V1 4K that's got the camera you can put in the rear of your car. So if you have a car, those are perfect because it gets the back view too. Now, I haven't found a good one that'll do the rear view on a truck because it's too far behind me, and you know, maybe they'll come up with that someday, but at least as long as you got one in front of you, because that's where everybody's pulling the stupid crap in front of you, is you want to have the dash cam. And plus, on the V1 4K I have now, which is, like I say, only $99, has the built-in GPS, the built-in speed and everything, so it shows where you were and the speed you were going. So if someone tried to claim you were speeding and you weren't, you got some proof. Now, luckily I haven't really had a means to use the Rexing dashcam videos if anybody's hit me, but I've given cops a couple of times dashcam videos I've made of drunk drivers in front of me. It's happened a couple of times on I-71 north of Columbus. That just seems to be a hotbed for drunk drivers. But I've given them dashcams on that, and you know, it's always up there running constantly 24/7 because if somebody backs into me in a truck stop, I'd like to have that. One of my first videos I ever posted on this channel, now this was when I had a Garmin dash cam, but a Van Lines, I think it was United Van Lines, backed into me in Troy, Illinois when there was 5 open spots to my right, 3 open spots to my left. They backed into me like 20 miles an hour, bent the heck out of my grill guard, and they ended up having to buy me a new grill guard thanks to my dash cam. I watch a bunch of dash cam videos. It's just, you know, fun to unwind at night watching other people be idiots and ass wagons. And here's one I just sent to my son to share of, you know, an example of people who caused the crash and are trying to not deny it, but yet the dash cam's got them dead to rights. And that's kind of funny. So, you know, this is why you have to have one. If you don't have a dash cam in your car, if you don't have a dash cam in your truck, fix it. Go buy one tomorrow. My son's best friend, right after he had that crash the other night, he ran out and bought a dash cam for his car the next day. My dad always used to say, CYB, cover your butt. And that's why you need a dash cam, because people are ass wagons and they're going to lie. You know, as I've watched plenty of these videos to see, 90% of the time people, they may even take fault, you know, at the scene. They'll accept fault. But then when their insurance company contacts them and they find out, oh, they're going to get their insurance dropped, or it wasn't my fault. I try to believe in the best in people, but unfortunately, a lot of people are lying sacks of... So, go to Amazon, go to Best Buy or something, get yourself a Rexing dash cam. They're not a lot of money, and they last. They last for years. Like I say, that V1, what they call the V1 Basic now, God, that thing's been 5-6 years old, and it's still going. And I've got this Rexing V1 4K up here. It's been 2-3 years at least. I would definitely buy another Rexing. They're not a lot of money, and they last. And then you've got proof, and your butt's covered. And if you've been watching me for any length of time at all, you know I post lots of dashcam idiots and ass wagons doing stuff in front of me, and it's all off of my Rexing V1 4K, 99 bucks. Need I say more? Okay, so those of you who now care about what I'm doing and what's happening, yeah, I took that load going to Commerce City, Colorado. They didn't get me unloaded till like 1:30 in the morning. Drove on up to Cheyenne. Did finally get the VIN inspection done on my truck, or my trailer, that I've been waiting to do. I had to drive the damn thing downtown. It's ridiculous. But didn't have a chance to get it registered and plated because, of course, I bring everything to the courthouse, to the title office, and they said, well, the seller didn't sign the title. I'm like, well, yeah, because I paid off his loan, and so the bank signed the title, and they sent it to me directly. You know, and they, well, we have to have the signature from here. So they printed off a form that I had to email to Tony, Tourette's Trucker, that he has to now get notarized and mailed back to me. So next time I'm home, maybe I can do that again. What do you think? And luckily, late Thursday afternoon, did get a call from HBarN, who I do the lignite loads through, leaving out of Glen Rock, Wyoming, and they had one for the next day. So I was able to pick that up, and that's what I'm on right now. Right now I'm sitting here at the Quick Trip in Plover, Wisconsin. Deliver that tomorrow. I booked another load going down to Fort Worth, Texas. So I've been staying above $2 a mile on the loads, so I'm happy about that. And trying to bring money home for the family. That's the whole reason I'm out here. And we're just trying to stay above that mark because, you know, the rates still aren't great. But if you go to the right places, right now, Wisconsin's not a bad place to be. So yeah, pick up actually tomorrow here right in Plover where I'm sitting now. I got to drive up to Beauregard, USA in Rothschild, Wisconsin to deliver. I'll come right back down here. I'll pick up and deliver in Fort Worth, Texas, Wednesday morning at 8. And like I say, don't have anything booked past that, but, you know, we're just out here churning along, trying to do the gig. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, just because I got so many comments from everybody saying, you know, I hope my son's okay, and they're glad he's okay and all that. You know, from the last video, just reminded me that everybody kept asking, well, which dash cams do you use? Which ones do you recommend? So, thought I'd throw this up here real quick, and then he gets a begging strip. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. All right, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like, comment, share, thumbs up, ring the bell, all that jazz. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, where I always put some Rusty stuff. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty out. So I realized I needed to make a creature of gigantic proportions. Well, of course. That would simplify everything. So you mean his veins, his organs, his body, everything would have to be increased in size? Of course. It would make it so much easier. Oh, he would have an amazing Schwanzstücke. That goes without saying. All right, he's all ready for it. He's waiting. He's being a total spaz. Where'd you go, Rusty? Where are you? Are you ready? Are you ready for your begging strip? I'd say so. Mr. Spaz, there you go. Oh, yes, all over it. As I always say, like white on rice, like hair on a gorilla, all over that begging strip. Yep, get the Rusty enjoying angle here, where he gets to chew up his begging strip. All right, you're almost done with that one. You ready for another one? Hey, Rusty. Oh, yes, happy dog. Okay. And he's loving them, and why? Sing it with me, because he's a begging strip dog. He's a begging strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast, and it starts to cough. He's a begging strip dog. Oh, yes. Mr. Happy.